أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه الأخيار أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, we are finally on the main text of the book where we start reading from the first topic. So Sheikh here says Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim Man Kasar al-Asnam, that is the heading of this particular the first chapter. Of course, the moment you hear Man Kasar al-Asnam, you have an idea. We are going to talk about Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. Jamil. So when he says Man Kasar al-Asnam, your mind goes there already. So that is the story we are going to be told. Kasara bimana to break. Jamil. Al-Asnama, that is the plural of sanam, which is idol. Idol. You make something in the form of a statue and you are worshipping it. That is a sanam. Jamil. So the question is, the heading is Man Kasar al-Asnam, who broke the idols. Jamil. Let's find out what's in here. This, the way he does it is that he makes under every topic a very short portion. Under every topic a very short portion. For the purpose of not making the videos very short and very boring, we are going to be trying to do like 2-3 topics at once, and then inshallah we look at the following inshallah. So the number one, and the Man Kasar al-Asnam, who broke the idols, it is categorized into a number of chapters. The first one is Ba'i'ul Asnam. Ba'i, of course, is ism al-fa'il from Ba'a. Ba'a, to sell. He sold. So when we say Ba'i, bimana seller. Ba'i'ul Asnam, the seller of the idols. Seller of the idols. قبل أيام كثيرة, يعني many days ago. You know, zaman or zarf zaman, when you bring qabla before it, like you say ayyam, usbu, sa'a, anything that has to do with zaman, when you bring qabla before it, it means ago. So qabla ayyamin kathiratin, many days ago. So here, because it is for lil atfal, for kids, he doesn't say many centuries ago or many decades ago. That will be too big a lafz, the wording. So imagine we are going to use uqud here. That would not be too, but still, whether centuries or whatever, it is still days and it is still many. So it's qabla ayyamin kathiratin, many days ago, kathiratin jiddan. This is what he talked about in the introduction, that he uses taqrar to repeat words, which is a part of the tabi'ah of atfal, part of the nature of kids. Kathiratin jiddan, very many days. كان في قرية رجل مشهور جدا. There was a very popular man in a village. في قرية. So the jumla is رجل مشهور جدا كان في قرية, يعني a very popular man was in a village. جميل. كان في قرية رجل مشهور جدا. There was a very popular man in a village. وكان اسم هذا الرجل آزر, and the name of this man was Azar. That is how he was called. His name was Azar. وكان آزر يبيع الأصنام, and Azar used to sell idols. You remember I told you before that kana, when it comes with yabi'u in the dars of the Al-Qira'atul Rashida, I think the lesson 1, so when we bring kana and we bring fi'l mudari, it means used to. So if I say wa kuntu adrusu, I used to study. Wa kana yal'abu, and he used to play. Jamil. Wa kana Azaru yabi'u al-asnam, and Azar used to sell idols. Wa kana fi hazihi al-qaryati baytun kabirun jiddan, and there was a big house, a very big house in this village. في هذه القرية, in this village, كان بيت كبير جدا. There was a very big house. كان في هذا البيت أصنام. There were idols in this house. أي كان أصنام في هذا البيت. There were idols in this house. أصنام كثيرة جدا, very many idols. وكان الناس يسجدون لهذه الأصنام, and people used to prostrate, I do sujood for these idols. People used to put their foreheads on the ground for these asnam, and they worship them. وكان Azar يسجد لهذه الأصنام, and Azar himself, in whose house the idols were, he also, who is the seller of the idols, as we said, Azar يبيع الأصنام. He himself, كان Azar يسجد لهذه الأصنام. He himself used to prostrate or do sujood for these idols. وكان Azar يعبد هذه الأصنام, and Azar used to worship these idols. Jamil. That is the first portion of it, to tell us that Azar used to be a seller of idols. And then he says in the part 2, Waladu Azar. Waladu Azar. Yani Azar had a son, Jamil. Before even we continue, we read in the Quran, وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ لِأَبِيهِ آزَرَ أَتَتَّخِذُ أَصْنَامًا آلِهَةً. We just finished with the line, كَانَ آزَرُ يَعْبُدُ هَذِهِ الْأَصْنَامِ. Azar used to worship these idols. And so this son of Azar, he says, وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ لِأَبِيهِ. When Azar told his father, when Ibrahim alayhi salam told his father Azar, أَتَتَّخِذُ أَصْنَامًا آلِهَةً. Are you taking the idols as gods? إِنِّي أَرَاكَ وَقَوْمَكَ فِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ. I see you and your people to be in deep misguidance, in very clear misguidance. That is from Surah Al-An'am, verse number 74. Jamil. So we continue with the part 2. It says, وَكَانَ آزَرُ لَهُ وَلَدٌ رَشِيدٌ. And Azar had a rightly guided child. When we say Rashid, we mean somebody who is upright, somebody who is well guided. Rashid is also used in the fiqh sense to mean somebody who is baligh, yani he's of age. Jamil. So Azar had a child who was upright, he was well guided. Rashidun jiddan, very well guided. وَكَانَ اسْمُ هَذَا الْوَلَدِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ. And the name of this boy was Ibrahim. وَكَانَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ يَرَى النَّاسَ يَسْجُدُونَ لِلْأَصْنَامِ. And Ibrahim used to see people prostrating for these idols. وَيَرَى النَّاسَ يَعْبُدُونَ الْأَصْنَامَ. And he see people worshipping the idols. Ibrahim, he used to see people worshipping the idols. وَكَانَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ يَعْرِفُ أَنَّ الْأَصْنَامَ حِجَارَةٌ. And Ibrahim knew that the idols were just stones. The idols were just carved stones, sometimes carved woods and stuff. He knew that this is what they were. They were not more than that. So he didn't see the essence of why people would be worshipping the stones. Now we look at something here. Afwan. When you look at the anna in our Nahl Wadi, though we don't want to do a lot of grammar here, but certain things we need to call attention to. See, وَكَانَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ يَعْرِفُ. So يَعْرِفُ is فعل مضارع, present tense verb. Who is the fa'il? Huwa. That points to Ibrahim. So يعرف Ibrahim. عرف يعرف is a fi'l متعد. It's a fi'l that requires a maf'ul bihi. So where is the maf'ul bihi? Now the maf'ul bihi is the anna al-asnama hijaratun. So the anna and then the asnama in the hijaratun, this particular jumla ismiya, they come fi mahalli nasb maf'ul bihi li fi'l yarif. When we saw that in the, I think, an-nahl wadi lessons, yes, or the ajrumiyya, one of them. So when you are talking about the al-masdar al-mu'awwal, they will bring anna wasmuha wa habarha. أن is اسم and is خبر. They form a مصدر مؤول that will be في محل رفع something or في محل خبر something. في محل نصب something. جميل. Says وكان إبراهيم يعرف أن الأصنام حجارة. Ibrahim knew that the idols were stones. mere stones. وكان يعرف أن الأصنام لا تتكلم ولا تسمع. And he knew that the idols, they do not speak. لا تتكلم ولا تسمع, and they do not hear. In the Arabic sense, al-asnam is the plural of sanam, which is غير عاقل. It is an item, it's an inanimate. So his plural will be treated as singular feminine. So you see, لا تتكلم here, but in translation, English will consider them to be plural. So you say they do not speak, and they do not hear. But in Arabic sense, it means it doesn't speak or it doesn't hear, or she doesn't speak and she doesn't hear. جميل. وكان يعرف أن الأصنام لا تضر ولا تنفع. ضر يضر to harm. نفع ينفع to benefit. Says وكان يعرف أن الأصنام, he knew that the idols, they do not harm. لا تضر, idols cannot harm. ولا تنفع, and they do not benefit anything. وكان يرى أن الذباب يجلس على الأصنام فلا تدفع. Ibrahim, this walad, up till now we know his name Ibrahim. Ibrahim used to see that الذباب, flies, يجلس, a fly will be sitting on the idol, فلا تدفع, and the idol cannot put the fly away. Just like you right now, if a mosquito or a housefly lands on you, you push it away if it doesn't go. If something harmful lands on your body, you push it away. But he realized that this asnam, la tadfa'u, it cannot push away, it cannot defend itself. وَكَانَ يَرَى الْفَعْرَ يَأْكُلُ طَعَامَ الْأَصْنَامِ فَلَا تَمْنَعُ. And he used to see al-fa'ar, that is mouse. In the kalimat like this with Hamza in there, sometimes we do takhfif of the Hamza, it's permitted. So particularly in the Egyptian tongue, you hear far, as if it's not like that. Jamil. وَكَانَ يَرَى الْفَعْرَ, he used to see mouse يَأْكُلُ طَعَامَ الْأَصْنَامِ, eating the food of the idols. So they will present food to the idols. Even today, wherever there is idol worshipping, like in Ghana, there are people who worship idols, and they will present food to the idols, sacrifice animals and give the meat to the idols. Now when they take the meat there, the idols, they are woods, they are stones, they cannot eat. So it is animals that will come and eat, or the one serving the idol will come and take it and go and eat. So Ibrahim used to see that mouse would come and be eating the food of the idols. فَلَا تَمْنَعُ, and the idols cannot prevent that. Mana'a, to prevent, to prohibit. Jamil. And he says, وَكَانَ يَرَى الْفَأْرَ عفوا وَكَانَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ يَقُولُ فِي نَفْسِهِ. And Ibrahim used to say within himself, yani he'll be talking to himself, لِمَاذَا يَسْجُدُ النَّاسُ لِلْأَصْنَامِ. So you see the question, there is a question mark and exclamation sign, علامات التعجب. علامات التعجب comes to show you that the question is not really an actual question. It's not al-istifham al-hakiki. It is al-istifham al-inkari, sometimes for tawbih. Like, why are you doing this? I'm not asking you, I'm just trying to question your senses. Why are you doing this? لِمَاذَا يَسْجُدُ النَّاسُ لِلْأَصْنَامِ. Why do people bow? Why do people prostrate to the idols? He's disgusted. Says, وَكَانَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ يَسْأَلُ نَفْسَهُ. Ibrahim used to ask himself, لِمَاذَا يَسْأَلُ النَّاسُ الْأَصْنَامَ. Why do people even ask the idols things? They'll go and the idol will be there, they carved it themselves, and they will be like, give us money, bless us, bless our lives. This trip I'm going, make it safe. Dead to the stone. So Ibrahim, who is waladun rashidun jiddan, ask questions that, لِمَاذَا يَسْأَلُ النَّاسُ الْأَصْنَامُ. Why do people request or ask things of the idols? Jamil. So we would end this part on this too. Inshallah, in our next episode, we go with the Nasiha to Ibrahim, which will be the part 3. And then on, inshallah, till we see to the end of this material. Till we meet again on our next lesson, please do all to be revising, practicing not just this lesson but the other lessons that we are doing. Have a very good Arabic time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.